Good morning, class. Today we are going to discuss about the first lesson of your social, that is 8th class, reading and analysis of map. So in the previous classes you have learned about the how to read the map by using the symbols and all, and also we have discussed about the different kinds of maps. Like we have a physical map, we have a population map, and we have a temperature map, and different kinds of map we have discussed, right? I think you remember about that. The symbols, by using the symbols we can read and you can analyze the maps. Analyzing is nothing but we can say that to understand it. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to discuss about the how that reading and analysis of map can be done even more detailedly, and also we are going to discuss about the how the maps has came into existence, like how it has been started, how it came into the, like how the maps have, who designed the maps at the first, or how they got the idea about the maps. And also we're going to discuss about the what is the difference between a map and a photograph, and also we're going to discuss about the how the maps are used at the early times and also in the modern times that we're going to discuss. Okay, first coming to the maps and the difference between a photograph. For example, if you take any photograph, okay, like photograph means like it cannot show every feature what you require. For example, if you take any photo, then it can't say the what the temperature is, and it can't say how much rainfall it is, and what's the background around that. Like if the photo means only it comes a particular thing or a particular feature, it does, like only it captures something, right? It doesn't give a more details, like nearby that what is there, and nearby some school is there, or nearby the temperature is this much, or in the photo you can't give all that features. But coming to the map, each and everything can be recorded, or each and everything can be said, or each and everything can be shown on the map. The reason behind that is, on the map you can, for example, if you want to say the temperature, then you can show on the map, right? If you want to show the nearby anything, for example nearby your area or nearby your house, some any forest is there, that also you can locate on the map or you can show on the map, right? But in the photograph, can you show that? No. And for example, if you want to say that nearby some any school zone is there, then that also can be shown on the map. So that means, so now what is the difference between a photograph and a map? Photograph shows only some particular details. That means it only something it captures, what does it captures, or what does it you take the photo, that only it gives. For example, now I'm here, if you take my photo, the background will be the blackboard and all, or something you can identify this is a room, and in that enclosed room some class is going on or some blackboard is there, that only you can identify, right? The things which is captured in the, like which is seen in the photo or which is shown in the photo, that only you can see on that through the photo, or that details only you can give. But coming to the map, you can have a lot and lot information, or by or lot information can be shown on the map, right? For example, like everything, weather, temperature, forest, what type of soil it is there, dams which are what are the near dams which are there, and rivers, and each and everything can be shown on the map, right? By using what? Symbols. I already said that in the previous class also, in the 7th class also you learned about that. Symbols. Through the symbols you can locate or you can show everything on the map, right? Different symbols are used for the different things to locate. Okay, for example, I think you remember, to show that near your area some bridge is there, then you can locate the symbol with this. Okay, or else if you want to show that if any rail gauge is there or any railway track is over there at your area, then you can locate with a symbol like this. Okay, or else you want to say that your state is the capital of some place or some area, then you want to use the symbol a big dot, right? In that way, different symbols can be used and you can show each and every feature on the map. So by that symbols, you can read the map. When you read something, then you can understand that, right? When you read, then you can understand. That's what. For example, if you want to say if any teacher or something, what they'll say, if you're not understanding anything, they'll say that read twice or thrice the paragraph, then you can understand something, right? So that's why to understand the map we cannot understand because it is a pictorial form or it is in a picture form, right? So that how you can read that? By using these symbols, and these symbols, different symbols are there, and according to that area, particular area, for example, Visakhapatnam people, they can use some particular symbols, okay? And for if you go to any other region like Vijayawada or something, then they'll use another symbols according to their region, according to their familiarity and all. If they whatever the things which are famous, that symbols will be used, okay? For example, just for example, this is, imagine that we have a dolphin nose here, which is a very famous, and Visakhapatnam is called as a natural harbour, right? And if you want to look at the only in Visakhapatnam we have that. So for that, to say that we have a natural harbour, what we can use, just imagine, it's not an exact symbol, but you can say that we have a harbour, we can donate with, or we can denote with a letter H or keep it in a circle. So that denotes that we have a harbour. Okay, and when you go to Vijayawada or something, there we have a Krishna bridge over there, right? So that Krishna bridge can be denoted with a, like something, the bridge symbol is this, and with something K will be written in mid of that, okay? So like that, what you can do is, like different symbols we have for different regions, we have different symbols can be used, okay? But some symbols are there which are commonly used all through the world, okay? Some like symbols which are used all through the world, common symbols which are used all through the world, or all through the world is nothing but we call it as a conventional symbols. What it is called as conventional symbols. Keep it, remember, the symbols which are used commonly all through the world, those are called as conventional symbols. Okay. These are the common symbols. Like wherever you go, all through the world, the same symbols can be used. For example, like post office, PO. Wherever you go, all through the world, the symbol for post office is PO, and for PS, police station. Okay, so like that, some common symbols are there which can be used all through the world, all through the things. Okay, wherever, it doesn't differ from region to region, it doesn't differ from like area to area. Okay, the symbols which are commonly used, those are called as a conventional symbols. Okay, so by using that conventional symbols also, you can read and you can analyze the maps according to a topic. Okay, so today we have discussed about we can read the map even though it is in a pictorial form, or even though it is in a pictures form, we can read the map. By using the map, we can locate or we can show many features on the map, or we can say many features, or we can show many features. Okay, by the photograph we cannot show all that, okay, because photograph, whatever the things you capture, that things only will come into the photo, right? But in the map you can locate or you can show every feature whatever you want to show. So that's the reason why the people or the travelers or any other the one who are traveling from place to the one place to the other, or sailors and navigators and the pilots and everyone, when you are traveling from one place to the other, everyone, why they choose the map, not the photo. They can't keep the photo, like you can't take the photo and you cannot search for anything else, right? If you want to go to any area which is very unknown to you or not familiar to you, then by showing that photo you cannot say that this photo I want this area which is there in this photo. You cannot ask the address like that. But by showing the map you can ask that, right? This feature is there, near the forest is there, something, because you can show every feature on the map. So that's why that is the difference between a photograph and a map. Okay, and how we can read the map? By using different symbols. According to a particular regions, we have a different symbols you have. Okay, and the symbols which are commonly used throughout the world, those are called as a conventional symbols. Okay, in the next class we are going to discuss about the how the maps came into the existence, like from the down the ages, how the maps has came into existence, or who started the map or who designed the map. That we are going to discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.